a true basketball fan could understand that this is a masterpiece. I was not expecting what I just witnessed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another reaction per request. This says the only NBA Finals game that Larry Bird refused to score. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know what's going to be going on. Oh man, this is exciting. This is very exciting. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
What if I told you the greatest performance in NBA Finals history didn't involve a 50-point explosion?
Bird with a steal up to Gerald Henderson.
That the most dominant game ever played ended with just 8 points on the stat sheet. I know for a fact you wouldn't believe me.
Larry Bird on the move. And Larry Bird has just scored his first points of the second half. That's 7 for the game.
But in
First points of the second half. Dang. 7 points through what? Is this 3 quarters, 4 quarters of a game? What? Holy moly.
Game 3 of the 1981 NBA Finals, with the series tied at 1 game apiece, Larry Bird is about to put on a masterclass versus the Houston Rockets that most people still don't understand 4 decades later. But the Houston Rockets did.
I think Larry Bird can beat you even if he doesn't score a point on the basketball court.
This is the story of how Larry Bird proved that you don't need points to be the most dangerous player on the floor, because Larry Bird wasn't just a player in the Celtics system. He was the system. And in Game 3, Bird's fingerprints were on every single possession, even when he wasn't shooting the ball.
Bird up to Carr. ML. Would you believe that you could be winning a playoff game like this and Bird only has 8 points?
Yes. Well, wait a minute. You asked me what I think that they'd be winning by this large margin with Bird only 8 points. And since I was sitting here watching, yes, I would believe it. Because with a good ball player, statistics won't give you any idea if you just look at one statistic of how they play.
It was May 9th.
For real? Did you think that you could win a playoff game and your best player don't score? We got to get those stigma out of our heads that, oh, a player has to pull up to a game and score 30, 25, 20 points, 40 points, 50 points. Man, if only you just see the entire game from beginning to end to see how Larry Bird affected the game without scoring 8 points. 8 points. So that means he affected the game in other ways. And you know what? Probably the game plan for the Houston Rockets was to go after Larry Bird, because they probably thought he would go off. But man, let's continue.
1981, Houston, Texas. The series was tied at 1 game apiece because Houston protected home court in Game 2. So Game 3 was the most important game of the series because it could swing the momentum of the series in either team's direction.
It's all even as the Houston Rockets play host to the Boston Celtics. And for the 7th consecutive time, we have a sellout here in the Summit.
Houston knew that this was their best chance to upset the Boston Celtics, because playing with home court advantage, their game plan was simple. Slow the game down, make it ugly, and whatever you do, don't let Larry Bird get comfortable. So right off the bat, the Rockets came out physical.
And here is Larry Bird, who in the first 2 games has had 21 rebounds in each. And you can already see how physical this may be.
All right, starting off physical off the
It's going
gate.
to be Boston's basketball.
The game's not a couple of seconds old, and Chris Ford thinks he's gotten run into by a couple of trucks. Here we'll see the tip-off. Here he gets tripped, first of all, by Reed. Now he hustles to get up and get it. Dunleavy just knocks him down again when Dunleavy was out of bounds.
They were grabbing and holding, turning every possession into a wrestling match. This was old-school playoff basketball, where referees swallowed the whistle and let the teams decide the game on the court.
It's the Bird on this play, on this shot by Ford. Now look at Robert. He grabs him first with the right arm. Now he backs into him. He gets away first. Look at him backing into him.
Still got the rebound and was able to pass it, man.
Chris Ford, he's been open over in that spot. Look at this. Reed and Bird going after each other. Well, Del Harris said you're 100% defense on Bird during the timeout, and that's playing tough, isn't it?
Any other superstar
Peak basketball, guys. Peak basketball.
would try to force their offense. They would demand the ball and try to impose their will through scoring. But Bird saw something else entirely. He saw 10 guys on the court and understood that basketball isn't necessarily about what you do when the ball's in your hands. but it's about what happens because you're on the floor, being such a gravitational force on the court that you make your other 4 teammates better because the defense is so worried about you.
A little disappointed with that as Ford thought there was a three-point play, and it is now. Earlstrom indicates it is a three-point. 8 seconds on.
I like what was said, that his presence, his aura on the court affected the defense, and he didn't even have to score so much. What kind of player, what kind of, like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, you know, Larry Bird is the best player on the court, but everybody's expecting him to shoot. So they're trying to double, triple team and everything, but him just trusting his teammates to be able to score, that is a huge thing, man. Hey guys, I got some merch. We got some merch in the house. I'm gonna link it down in the description and also in the comment section. These were personally designed by myself, and also I worked with a graphic designer. Here are a couple of mock-ups as well. Jesus, the way, the truth, the life. That design was personally designed by me. Also, another design is this one right here. Jesus is the real king. That was personally designed by myself. This one right here is a personal message to men. We need Jesus. We need masculinity and godly men in the world, because it's going to be a better place. Fathers, husbands, we need order. The broken family is not working. We need to come back to the order, God's design. Here's this one, no pornography. It was an addiction that I dealt with, and I wanted to put it on a t-shirt. Here's this one, love. God is love, and because we love is because from God himself. And here's another one. Here's another design, fathers matter. I don't care what the government say. Of course, it's another message for broken homes. We don't want broken homes. Here's another one right here, and it'll be in the description box, and it'll also be in the comment section. So let's get back to the video.
The shot clock. Nice pass to Maxwell. Larry Bird, who had 9 assists in the first game. Here's Bird. Reed back in after Calvin Garrett did a good job, but Chris Ford has really played.
You see, they're slacking on defense. You can see how Houston is playing. It looks like they're slacking on defense a little bit, because the focal point is on Larry Bird.
Played well. He has 12 points all from the field.
By halftime, Bird had 5 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. So the people who look at the points column in the box score probably thought Larry Bird was having an off night, but the Boston Celtics were up by 17.
Larry Bird nails it from outside.
Up by 17, and all you got is 5 points? Oh man, that's a landslide. 5 points. So, I mean, your teammates are stepping up. Now the thing is, if things were to get close, you get me, like if they really needed Larry Bird, of course, he's showing up, give him the ball. But this right here, yeah, this solidifies everything that I've always thought about basketball. And what Larry Bird is doing, clutch. It's very genius, man. Damn it. It's just the chess right here in your mind. Ooh, this is good.
He has 3 points. Here is Maxwell against Malone. The biggest lead of this game, 15 points, 35-20.
That may be the biggest lead of the series.
When people talk about Larry Bird, they always remember his shooting. They always remember his trash talk. They always remember his clutch gene. But for some reason, nobody wants to talk about his defense. But if you actually look at the game, Larry Bird's defensive instincts were borderline supernatural.
Trying to follow, Willoughby tips it off to Robert Reed, blocked by Larry Bird. Here is Archibald. Heine just forces the issue all the time, and you can see what the end result is. Back it comes to Calvin Murphy, 2-on-1. Malone can't handle it.
Forced the turnover. Why? His presence on the floor. Dang, that is good. That's good, man.
Larry Bird defensively. And you have to do that sometimes defensively. You can't wait and let the offense dictate what's going to happen. He made a fake at Murphy. and then step back in the lane. And just enough to blur the vision of Moses Malone.
Chris Ford on him, broken up. Larry Bird with it. Now in the last game, Houston had only 10 turnovers. Already in this game, they have a total of 8. And there is Maxwell.
Larry Bird ended Game 3 with 5 steals. That's 5 steals in Game 2 and 5 steals in Game 3 in the NBA Finals, where Houston was deliberately trying to play slow and methodical. But here's what the stat sheet doesn't tell you. Bird wasn't just getting steals on lazy passes. He was literally reading the Rockets' offense before they ran it. He was in the passing lanes that shouldn't even exist. He was turning Houston's half-court sets into the Celtics' fast break offense before the Rockets even knew what happened.
Shot on track again where he had 27 points in the first game. Broken up, Bird with it. Another rebound for Bird. Here's Henderson. Rick Roby, it's 12 points now, the lead.
That's
for Boston.
team basketball.
In the first half, Bird is playing off his man, reading the entry pass. The second the ball leaves the guard's hands, Bird is already moving. At this point, it's not even a gamble. Bird comes up with another steal, finished by an easy layup on the other end.
A stability factor on this basketball team. Intended for Balters. Larry Bird coming up with a steal. Up to Tiny. Cedric Maxwell.
In the second half, same thing. Houston tries to swing the ball around the perimeter, looking for an opening. Bird jumps the passing lane, takes it himself, and suddenly the Celtics are running in transition before Houston can even get back on defense.
Henderson. There was Bird. He was waiting on it. Archibald.
Super pass by Larry Bird.
Man.
That's the only kind of pass you can make it.
Yeah. Gotta call timeout. Yeah. Wow. It's a blowout. Your best player is not even close to 10 points per game. He's affecting the game defensively and other areas of, man, this is amazing to watch.
Those conditions, because Archibald did not have the step on the defensive man, so that they couldn't throw the lob pass. So they had to bounce pass with a good backspin so it comes up just so you can handle it easy.
That's the biggest lead of the game for Boston.
18-point lead, third quarter. Your best player got like 5-7 points, but he's affecting the game on defense. And I'm wondering what kind of confidence boost it gives to Larry Bird's teammates to know that he doesn't have to score to affect the game. Number one, the ball is in his hands, but he doesn't need to score because he can find his teammates for the assist or pass the ball movement. Oh, this is crazy. This is really, really good.
Luck? Or is it a 6'9" forward with a 200 basketball IQ who read your tendencies, knew your personnel, and understood that defense is just offense in reverse?
That's through the hands of Billy Paulks. Larry Bird on the move. And Larry Bird has just scored his first points of the second half. That's 7 for the game.
The Houston Rockets center, Billy Paulks, who was nicknamed the Whopper in the 80s for his tough and gritty style of play, said it best after the game.
I think Larry Bird can beat you even if he doesn't score a point on the basketball court.
I know it sounds like Billy was being poetic, but he was being dead serious, because that's exactly what happened in Game 3.
And those 7 points are no indication in the fine ball game he's played, because with a good ball player, statistics won't give you any idea if you just look at one statistic from how they play. He's been doing things besides trying to score points.
And this is what made Larry Bird different from every other superstar in basketball history. Most great players are great because of what they can do. But Larry Bird was great because of what he made possible for everyone else. The Celtics offense in 1981 ran through Bird, but it didn't rely on him to score. So when Larry Bird touched the ball on the wing, the entire defense had to account for him. Could he shoot? Obviously.
Level. Here is Bird.
Could he pass?
Off the backboard.
Better than most point guards.
Bird. Up to Carr. ML.
Could he drive?
Ooh,
Well, he wasn't fast, but he was strong and smart enough to get wherever he wanted on the basketball court.
Larry Bird on the move.
So what does a Houston Rockets defense do? They send help. They cheat towards him. They overcommit. And the moment they do, Bird sees it. The ball is already out of his hands. Cedric Maxwell is cutting backdoor for a layup.
Was the number he had in Game 2. Bird to Maxwell. Maxwell
That should
scores.
have been
Moses
and one.
very upset about the play, and Maxwell was 17.
Chris Ford is open for a jump shot on the wing.
That's the second one. Here is Ford, three-pointer again. Ford with two from out there.
Robert Parrish has a mismatch in the post because his defender rotated to Bird.
This is the true definition of let the other guys beat you. To be honest, it's a lose-lose situation for Houston Rockets. Let the other, if you're trying to triple team or whatever, throw the whole kitchen sink at Larry Bird, and you try to let the other teammates beat you with their scoring, it just happened. And then on the opposite side, Larry Bird would dominate the game. If you wanted to score 30, he'd score 30. Still lose the game. Or it's a lose-lose situation.
Larry Bird to Parrish. And Parrish now has really come roaring out of there.
This is the game within the game. This is why Bird had 5 assists at halftime while barely taking any shots. He was the conductor. Every touch was creating an advantage somewhere else on the floor. Boston's offense in Game 3 looked effortless because Bird made it look effortless. The ball moved, guys were open, and the Celtics were getting great looks possession after possession because Bird's mere presence.
Also, Larry Bird had 10 rebounds in that.
They're confused. I can see it. Houston is so confused how a guy could have like 7 points and his other teammates are scoring. The ball is being passed around. It's not being like ball hogged in Larry Bird's hands, dribbling it for like almost the entire shot clock. Houston Rockets game plan is like, they're so confused, so lost. Dang.
First half to go along with 5 assists, but he had only 5 points. Here's Tomjanovich, Bird with a steal, up to Gerald Henderson.
That's it. Defense turned into offense.
That's through the hands of Billy Paul. It's Larry Bird on the move. And Larry Bird has just scored his first points of the second half. That's 7 for the game.
And not to mention the rebounds, 13 of them. And half of them led directly to Celtics possessions where Bird pushed the break himself or hit the open man in transition. He was grabbing defensive boards and immediately turning defense into offense, which is another thing that the stat sheet doesn't quite capture. The tempo. He controlled it.
Murphy looking for his first 2. Rebound by Bird. Robert Parrish. Rebound Bird, and Bird already has a handful of it. Now the level is checked in. Rebound Bird. Out to Chris Ford. Murphy. Look out. Malone and Roby shoving inside. Here's Moses making a move. No, Bird on the floor again, trying to get the rebound. Archibald, he's down, but he gets it off to Bird. Back to Maxwell. Chris Ford, hustling Chris Ford.
That's the way to run it.
Man. Wow,
Bird
this is
made the
beautiful
defense get
to
him off the
watch.
court to stretch out the defense.
Now here's the beautiful irony of Game 3. Because Larry Bird was famous for his fourth quarter takeovers, he was the guy who'd cruise through 3 quarters, get all of his teammates involved, then put the game away in the final 12 minutes with a bunch of impossible shots and cold-blooded clutch buckets. But in Game 3, he barely played in the fourth quarter because the game was already over. The Celtics got out.
What? An NBA Finals game, Game 3. He didn't get over 10 points. It's a blowout. He didn't even play in the fourth quarter? What?
To an early lead, and they never let Houston back in it. The game was never even close.
Oh
And
my
that's the ultimate
gosh.
compliment to what Larry Bird did in those first 3 quarters. He controlled the game so completely that his signature fourth quarter heroics were unnecessary. He'd already won the game by playing defense, crashing the boards, and making everyone around him better.
Would you believe that you could be winning a playoff game like this and Bird only has 8
Oh
points?
my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh, wait a minute. You asked me what I think.
I mean, let's be honest. This is Game 3 of the NBA Finals. How would you feel if you're the Houston Rockets that you just lost and the best player on the opposite side affected a game like it was without even scoring, but he affected it in other areas? Moving forward and into the next games, what kind of game plan are you going to try to throw? Are you going to try to throw the same game plan like, hey, let's double triple team Larry Bird, but he's gonna find his men. Oh, let's sag off. Okay, he's gonna score. So he didn't even have to play in the fourth quarter. That cements everything. The impact. Wow.
They'd be winning by this large margin with Bird only 8 points. And since I was sitting here watching, yes, I would believe it. Because with a good ball player, statistics won't give you any idea if you just look at one statistic from how they play.
Bird finished with 8 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, and 5 steals. But even those numbers don't tell the story.
A new playoff record set here. Lowest point scored in a playoff game. 71 was the record. It's now 67. Major Jones. And so with that, it ties the record that Syracuse had 71 points in 1955. So they have that dubious distinction of holding the record with the Syracuse National. Broken up, and that will do it.
The Celtics won the game 94-71. A 23-point demolition in an NBA Finals game, and this is what separates Bird from every other scorer in basketball history. This is why comparing him to modern players who hunt for 30-point games misses the entire point. Because Bird didn't play basketball to score points. He played basketball to win, and he understood that winning sometimes means letting the game come to you. It means making the right play every single time, even when the right play is a simple pass to an open teammate.
And there's the fine pass just out of the grasp of the Rocket
Beautifully said, man.
Game 3 is the perfect encapsulation of Larry Bird's greatness because it showcases everything that doesn't show up on a highlight reel. Those defensive reads.
Back it comes to Calvin Murphy, 2-on-1. Malone can't handle it.
A good fake by Larry Bird defensively.
The outlet passes, the hockey assists, the way he made Cedric Maxwell and Chris Ford look like all-stars, even though neither one of them ever made an all-star team in their entire life.
Malone and Roby shoving inside. Here's Moses making a move.
Those are the type of players these are the type of superstars, legends that you love to play with because they make you play better as an offensive player, defensive player, or rebounding. It pushes the other guys to give like efforts that's out of this world. That's leadership. That's a non-verbal leadership right there. Dang, this is good. Whoa, I'm speechless right now. Because, I would always think like, hey, Larry Bird affected the game with scoring or rebounding, passing, defense. But him only scoring 8 points, 10, what was it again? It was 8 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 steals. So this alone, this video, this evidence, this footage lets you know that what true greatness is, what a real basketball player is as far as affecting a game. It doesn't have to be scoring. He didn't even, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Bird on the floor again, trying to get the rebound. Archibald, he's down, but he gets it off to Bird. Back to Maxwell. Chris Ford, hustling Chris Ford.
That's the way to run it. Larry Bird made the key pass to get that ball up court to stretch out the defense.
Houston came into Game 3 thinking that they could slow Bird down by playing physical and denying him the ball. And in a way, it kind of worked. He only scored 8 points, but he still destroyed them. He still controlled every single aspect of the game. He still made it impossible for Houston to execute their offense or get into any kind of rhythm. And he still made sure his teammates got easy looks while the Rockets had to fight for every inch. And that's the mark of a true system player. Except Bird wasn't playing in the system. He was the system. The offense ran through him, the defense keyed on him, and every possession was shaped by what he might do next.
Would you believe that you could be winning a playoff game like this and Bird only has 8 points?
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. You asked me what I think that they'd be winning by this large margin with Bird only 8 points. And since I was sitting here watching, yes, I would believe it. Because with a good ball player, statistics won't give you any idea if you just look at one statistic from how they play.
Game 3 would largely be forgotten by history because 8 points in a blowout win doesn't make for great television. But if you understand basketball, and I mean really understand it, then Game 3 is the most impressive performance of the entire series because Bird did everything. He defended at an elite level, he controlled the boards, he facilitated the offense, he set the tempo, he made his teammates better, and he did it all so smoothly that he made it look easy. Because Larry Bird's greatness wasn't always loud or flashy, but it was always there, lurking beneath the surface, bending the game to his will in ways that only the smartest basketball minds could appreciate.
I think Larry Bird can beat you even if he doesn't score a point on the basketball court.
Billy Pultz was right. Larry Bird could beat you without scoring a point. And in Game 3 of the 1981 NBA Finals, he came pretty damn close to proving it.
Wow, it's crazy, man. That is crazy. I was not expecting what I just witnessed in that video, man. Hey, shout out to Prime Larry Bird, man. Yo, every point that he made was 100% I agree with. Wow. 8 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 steals. Now that's what you call a greatness, GOAT, the greatest, whatever you want to put on it. That was a great performance, honestly. Like, if I was able to sit back, watch the full game, and a true basketball fan could understand that this is a masterpiece. The stigma of, oh, player got to come and control the game with his scoring. Oh, you gotta outscore the opponent. Like, man, this is crazy, big time crazy, man. And I know Houston's game plan, it threw them. They went crazy, like, in their minds, like, what is going on? He only has 8 points, and he's still able to beat us. He's still able to destroy us, man. The brain of Larry Bird to think like outside the box and always think ahead of the play. While everybody is playing basketball, Larry Bird is playing his own little game in his mind. Like, oh, how could I do this? How can I throw that? Got these challenges and speechless, man. These are the type of stats that you like to see. Yeah, you know, players are going for 40, 50, blah, blah, blah. But man, this had to have been a masterpiece. Full game from beginning to end. I just love the fact that they'll try to be physical with Larry Bird, but it affected him, but it didn't affect him in the way that they thought. Yeah, they were physical with him, but did the physicality cause him to, when he scored 8 points, was the defense that tight on him? Probably not. He just wanted to get his teammates involved. He wanted to play hard on other aspects of the floor, whether it's rebounding, passing. But honestly, just seeing his teammates go off, that's a real accomplishment right there. That's true leadership. Making your players better, making the teammates around you better, man. Man, guys, hit that like button on your way out. Catch you guys on the next reaction.